it made me in a better mood to talk about my daily schedule. So I am gonna do one more video. And first, I just want to say that I am just at home, so I am wearing my rags. I am not using my good clothes just to stay at home. So if you think I have a horrible style in this video, yeah, I do. Okay, in the last video I talked about that I do breathing exercises as the first thing after I wake up. After that, I do meditation. Either I just stay in bed and meditate there, or I, now that when the summer is coming, I go out in my garden and sit there and meditate, because I'm very lucky with where I live, so I have a lot of sun here. And I also said in the previous videos that I now in my daily schedule have the day divided into 15-minute chunks. But I have tried to make this meditation session in the morning longer, because I used to meditate 3 hours in the morning. But then I came into this period where I just could not concentrate for that long. So then I had to start to build up again my tolerance for sitting or laying down for a long time at once. So together with the breathing exercises I do in the morning, it's 2 hours. So it's 15 minutes with breathing exercises, and then it's 1 hour and 45 minutes with meditation. And I used to call it meditation in my daily schedule. Now I call it mussa, or sit in my garden. And mussa is a word my mother used on the concept of just staying in bed after you wake up. And that was some cozy thing when I was little, that to just wake up and then just stay in the warm bed and not get out of it for a while. That was just this kind of cozy thing that we can do in the weekends and stuff. So we didn't have to, when we didn't have to go to school. And she called it mussa, and that is, as far as I remember, it's a dialect word from Rogaland, because she lived in Rogaland as a child. So the reason why I used to call it meditation, because it is the same as meditation, just to lay still in your bed. That's meditation. There's a lot of things that is meditation that most people do not know is meditation. But the reason I called it meditation in my daily schedule for some years was that in contact with the Norwegian psychiatry, I had to call it meditation, because if I named it any other thing, the people in the psychiatry system, the mental health system, and I was stuck there on arbeidsavklaringspenger, they didn't recognize it. They are complete idiots. I'm an expert in Buddhism and Hinduism and the westernized and Norwegianized representation of Buddhism and Hinduism. So I am very well aware of what meditation is and is not. But I use this word meditation, even though I could just use my normal language. I use the word meditation just plainly to get them off my back. Because if I said any other word, if I said resting, or just laying down, or being lazy, or this word mussa, if I said any of those words, which actually are synonyms to meditation, they assumed that I didn't meditate, that I was doing something wrong, and then I was berated for doing wrong and not being a good patient and so on. So I had to use the word meditation to just to get them off my back. But I will also use meditation in this video because it is a widely understood word. So, okay, what do I do when I meditate 1 hour and 45 minutes in the morning? Well, I have a list of 10 different meditations, and it varies a lot what I do. I'm not supposed to go through everything of these in the morning. I can choose whatever I want, but I have it on my list just to remember it, so I can go into the app and look. So the first kind of meditation is just silent meditation. Just lay there, just be awake and just stay in bed and just lay there and try to relax your muscles, of course. But yeah, you don't have to do anything. You can just be. You can just exist. You can just enjoy that your duvet is warm. You can just be there. And the good thing about silent meditation, to just do nothing, to just be there. You don't have to concentrate on your breath. You don't have to concentrate on any particular kind of thoughts or anything. You can just be there and think about whatever you want. Is that you get into this, what's it called again? This central mode network or something, they call it. You just let your brain think through things. It's just a processing of thoughts. And if you then also can, manage to relax your muscles, great. And then I have Yoga Nidra. And Yoga Nidra, I can do it without guiding, or I just put on a guided Yoga Nidra. And Yoga Nidra, NSDR, non-sleep deep rest, that is great for people who struggle with pain and muscle tightness and stuff. I have a lot of problems with relaxing my muscles, so Yoga Nidra is very important for me. And I use, it's either you can find it on YouTube or you can find it on Insight Timer or other kinds of meditation apps. You can find a lot of guided Yoga Nidras. And that is, I think that's kind of the most important type of meditation for me. With my disorders and because I have this upside down thinking where if I want to relax my muscles, I tighten them. And then I have metta for body. So metta meditation for body. And that is just saying thank you to my body. Just think about, it's almost like Yoga Nidra, but it's just thinking about different parts of your body and thanking them, just feeling gratitude for what your body parts do for you. And then I have affirmations. I can just lay in my bed and listen to affirmations. So I can either do my own affirmations or I do guided affirmations. And then I also have the option another meditation. And that is just because I can put on whatever kind of guided meditation I want. I can just go and find one. So I'm not restricted to this list. If I want to do something else, I do something else. And then I have laughing meditation. So at one point in this, like halfway through, I usually sit up in my bed. So I start laying down in my bed and doing different kinds of meditations. And then I, at one point, sit up. So I sit in bed and continue in a sitting position, because then I get a bit more close to getting up and out of bed. And in the sitting, position, I do laughing meditation. And laughing meditation, that's just, you just laugh. You just go, That's all. That's all you have to do. You can just fake laugh. Sorry. You can just fake laugh. And there you have it. That's laughing meditation. And I also use a guided laughing meditation. I don't think it's available for free anymore. And that is with some stretching and yoga too. Then I can do Wim Hof in the morning. And because Wim Hof is very relaxing. So if you want to do Wim Hof, please Google Wim Hof. And then I do neck and jaw exercises. And that is actually a guided meditation from Inside Timer I use. So it's kind of a mix between physiotherapy and meditation. And then I have 2 meditations I have just made up myself because it's important. That one of them is to just lay still or sit still and think 3 to 10 times on each thought, sensation, feeling, or memory. So I can just, everything that pops up in my head, I just hold it there. And I think about it 3 to 10 times, or 3 to 10 breaths. So if I suddenly think the sky is blue, if that's the thought that pops up in my head, I just go, the sky is blue, the sky is blue, the sky is blue, the sky is blue, the sky is blue. So I just kind of keep one thought in my head for a while. And the last one is that I control my wish to move. So I just lay still, and if I feel an urge to move, I just keep laying still. And I say to myself that wanting to move is just a wish to move. I don't have to move just because I want to move. So that's the meditations I do in the morning before I get out of bed. So I don't do, as said, I don't do every one of those, but it's a list of possible meditations. And most often now, I had a long period where I used only guided meditations, but then I started knowing them by memory, and so now I can kind of lay still and do them by memory, but most often I just lay still. And if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. I don't stress with it anymore. I try to not fall asleep because of my insomnia, but yeah. So that was my meditations. And the next point on my daily schedule I will go through in the next video is brushing my teeth. And that's an important thing, people, when you have health issues and mental health problems. So we will go through brushing the teeth. See you in the next video.